So I'm going to look at how LLMs can add structure to your search at query time. The dataset that I'm looking at today is patent data, and the query that I've run is a vector-based query for travel guitars. So it's given us a reasonable set of results, and we can plough through them looking at them one by one, or we can look at them in aggregate using bar charts and all those kinds of things, and drill down using these structured fields, which are category codes. Now, the structured fields, you could argue, might not be the ones that you want to use to best explore this data. So as an example, let's pick one of these search results here. And if we look at the actual patent itself, we've got all sorts of structured information here, who the companies behind the application, the inventors, and then here's where we see these category codes here. So this has been categorized in the taxonomy. It's about 3 levels down underneath physics and everything else. There's a special branch down there somewhere for guitars. And there's other category codes here for bridges, so bridges of guitars, not bridges you cross over. So those aren't the level of detail that I would want for this portable travel guitar here. So there's extra information in here about how it can be folded, how the neck can be folded, and all these kinds of things. So there's certain nuances that haven't been captured in the structured data that exists in the indexed information. So this is where our LLM can come in and help. So tags are a way for either me or LLMs to add extra information to the raw patent data. So the sort of tags that I might manually add would be whether or not I thought a patent was interesting or irrelevant, that kind of stuff. But also we can send this set of search results off to the LLM to say, categorize this content, come up with sets of features or tags that will be useful for grouping this type of information. So it's analysing the text and it's coming up with what it thinks are useful categorizations based on the subject matter. And this can go beyond what we've seen in the actual patent data that's indexed, and it can have more detailed information. So the first couple of categories that we see here are has detachable neck and has foldable neck, and it's given a description of what that category is and why certain things have been given that property. And for each of the checks in the boxes, we see why that particular patent was said to have had that feature. So it's pulled out bits of the text from the actual patent application itself, and it's a way for us to quickly kind of get to and verify why it was that we thought that this particular patent had that particular feature. Now, one of the nice things about these properties and these columns that we've just added and invented is that we can actually use them in our queries. So if I thought that was a useful feature, I can add it to my query builder. So I'm now matching things that are travel guitars with a detachable neck, but also I can use foldable neck and drop that as an OR. So it has detachable neck or foldable neck. That's the way my query builder works. Ands go across, ORs go down. And we've narrowed our set of search results. So the table is one way of looking at the data. It looks like a feature comparison matrix. But another way of looking at the data is using a graph view. And this provides us other opportunities to sort of work with the data, so we can sort of tease things apart and find things that have detachable necks, those things which have foldable necks. And then we can see that there's a tag here which is talking about maintaining string tension when folded. So that sounds like something that would be useful. So the advantage of doing that is, let's have a look at one of these lines here, maintains the string tension so that the instrument is quickly redeployed for playing without lengthy retuning. So that's the nice feature with these travel guitars. Some of these travel guitars is that when you fold them up and then unfold them later, you don't have to retune them because it maintains the string tension. So that is a facet or a feature that the LLM found in these documents and thought was worthy of note. And it's something that I will pick up now and drag that into my query builder and say, yes, I am interested in those sorts of guitars that have that feature. And if we go back to our search result list now, we have these documents that have this particular feature with the string tension feature added to that. So this is demonstrating where the LLM is dynamically adding properties which we can use in our query builders to refine our search results. Now, all of these properties exist in my session state at this point. So it's a perspective and a way of tagging documents that doesn't necessarily require me to re-index the data. But if I wanted to share this, we would have to build some kind of features to say, well, how do I share these sets of tags? And would the database administrator, for example, agree with some of the assertions that are being made here? So there is an open question as to how you might choose to share these tags and perhaps even re-index the data. But even if you don't do that, even if you just have them within your session, they're a very useful aid in terms of exploring and working with datasets.